The sun was already high when Tunde stepped out of his car and walked into the crowded Lagos marketplace. Voices rose and fell like waves. Hawkers calling customers, bus conductors shouting destinations, and the general busyness of city life. Tunde walked gently, greeting people along the way with his usual calm smile. He wasn't looking for anything in particular. He just liked to check the markets before heading to his restaurant. But then he noticed her. A woman stood by a vegetable stall, trying to lift a large basket filled with tomatoes and peppers. She was big, larger than most people around, her wrapper slightly slipping as she struggled. Some market women giggled behind their hands, and a few young boys whispered jokes loudly so she could hear. But she kept her face steady, though Tunde could see the embarrassment in her eyes. He walked straight to her. "Let me help you with that," he said. She blinked in surprise. People rarely offered help. They normally just mocked. Her brown eyes softened. "Thank you," she whispered. "It's heavier than I expected." Tunde lifted the basket with ease. "My name is Tunde." "Aisha," she replied, adjusting her scarf. "I supply vegetables here." As they walked towards her small storage shed, they talked effortlessly. Tunde noticed the gentleness in her voice, the way her laugh came from deep inside her chest, warm and honest. She told him how she worked directly with farmers from nearby villages. He listened, impressed by how much she knew about pricing, freshness, and quality control. By the time he dropped the basket, he knew she wasn't just hardworking, she was brilliant. He looked at her thoughtfully. "I own a restaurant in Surulere," he said. "I'd love to talk about supplying fresh vegetables to us. You clearly know your work." Aisha's eyes widened. "You're serious?" "Very serious." Around them, a few people stared, confused at why a well-dressed man would be paying attention to her. But Tunde didn't notice, or maybe he simply didn't care. He shook her hand firmly. She smiled, slow, shy, and beautiful. That smile stayed with him all day. Tunde invited Aisha to his office 2 days later. She came dressed neatly in a long floral gown, her hair tied back, her perfume soft and comforting. But the moment she stepped into the office, some of Tunde's staff exchanged looks. One whispered, "Is this the new supplier?" Another muttered, "Why her?" Someone giggled, "Oga Tunde don't they try." Tunde ignored them completely, leading Aisha into his office like she was the most important person in the building. They talked business for almost 2 hours. Aisha was confident. She explained how she could reduce cost, improve freshness, and even help him source rare vegetables that chefs often struggled to find. Tunde listened, with admiration growing in him like a slow flame. When she finished, he leaned back and smiled. "You're impressive, Aisha." She looked down, shy again. "I just do my best." "You do more than that," he said softly. For weeks, they met frequently, discussing deliveries, testing soups, visiting farms, and sometimes just talking about life. Their friendship grew naturally, but the world around them wasn't quiet. Tunde's friend teased him anytime they saw him with Aisha. "That woman, bro, you fit do better. See her size now. Why they carry her matter for head?" But Tunde only shrugged. "You don't know her, she's special." Aisha had her own share of whispers. Tunde fine pass her. She big like this and e dey follow her. She no even match him at all. There were nights when Aisha sat alone on her bed and wondered if she was dreaming. Why would a man like Tunde choose to be close to her? She wasn't slim, she wasn't considered beautiful by society, and she certainly wasn't the type men bragged about. But Tunde treated her with a kindness she had rarely known. And so she allowed herself to trust him. One breezy evening, Tunde invited her to a rooftop restaurant overlooking Lagos. Fairy lights hung around them, and soft music played in the background. Aisha wore a simple peach gown, her curves showing boldly, her confidence trembling underneath. Tunde stared at her for a long moment. "You look beautiful." She laughed nervously. "I tried." "You succeeded." They ate, they talked, and then Tunde's voice suddenly softened. "Aisha." She looked up. "I don't care what people say," he said, his voice steady. "Your kindness, your mind, your heart, those are the things I value. You're the woman I want to build a life with." Her breath itched. She never expected those words. Not from him, not from any man. He rose slowly, pulled a small box from his pocket and opened it. The ring sparkled under the soft light. "Aisha, will you marry me?" Her hand flew to her mouth. Tears gathered in her eyes, slipping down her cheeks before she could stop them. No one had ever seen her beyond her body. No one had ever spoken to her heart. "Yes," she whispered. "Yes, Tunde, I will." Their wedding day was simple but beautiful. Aisha looked radiant in her white gown, round, full, and glowing with joy. Some guests didn't hide their shock. A few still whispered, but when Tunde looked at her, the whispers faded into nothing. He held her hand firmly as they exchanged their vows. When they kissed, the hall erupted in cheers. Tunde had chosen love, not appearance, and Aisha had found someone who saw the beauty she carried inside. Years later, their business grew into one of the biggest fresh food suppliers in Lagos. Aisha became a well-known motivational speaker, encouraging women to love themselves and never measure their worth by society's standards. People who once mocked her now admired her confidence, her success, and the love she shared with Tunde. And whenever someone asked Tunde why he married her, he always said the same thing: beauty fades, but a kind heart shines forever. I married the woman whose heart I couldn't ignore. Thank you for watching the story. Please like, subscribe, and comment.